This is a 5-minute focus, answering a question from our last main video, What AI Can't Tell Us. The question today, why trust AI? To answer that, we have to expand the question a bit. Why should we trust anyone? I'll start in a place you don't expect and end by revealing the tools you already have to answer the question for yourself every time. Hi, I'm Scott Knoll of DreamForge. Let's engage. Today, we're examining trust, but I'm going to start centuries ago and bring in some metaphorical ladders. I'm sure you can keep up, so let's go. 300 years ago, the motion of the planets was literally unthinkable. Then we invented calculus, a brand new language, and suddenly, we could hold it in our heads. Space bends in ways your eyes can't picture, but we built a whole geometry for that. The universe turns out to be quantum and impossible to imagine. But we built the math anyway. Math that works even though nobody can really picture it. When human intuition runs out, we invent a way to go past, to go over that wall that's blocking our progress. Let's call that way past a ladder. When we can't scramble over a wall of understanding on our own, we build a ladder to get us over the barrier. That's actually our superpower. But here's the part we almost never say out loud. We don't build those ladders alone, and the people who climb up first have to reach back to help the rest of us make it up those rungs. You didn't derive calculus. I sure didn't. You can't build your own smartphone or perform your own appendectomy. We trust the people ahead of us on the ladder to help us up every rung. That's the secret hiding under this whole modern technical life. You trust your doctor, who knows things about your body that you never will. Your mechanic, the people who built your house and wired it so it wouldn't burn down around you. The strangers who keep your water clean and your lights on. You trust the soldiers who protect your freedoms. You trust 100 services every single day to simply work. It turns out civilization isn't only the knowledge, it's the trust that lets you use the knowledge you don't have. And at that point, that is exactly where it gets hard. Because to trust someone who knows more than you is also to hand them a kind of power over you. And power gets abused. Not always, not by everyone, but enough. Often enough that a lot of people stop trusting the experts, the institutions, any of the folks up the ladder. And that mistrust, it's not stupid. It's earned. People have been talked down to, sold out, and lied to by the very people who were supposed to know better. When you've been burned, suspicion isn't a character flaw, it's a memory. But we're not here for conspiracies, just to focus on human behavior. When you can't see inside the mind of the other person, when you have no model of why they think the way they do or what agenda they have, that empty space naturally can fill with fear. It's one of the roots of conspiracy thinking, sure, but it's not idiocy, it's understandable, and in many cases, it's rational distrust. Now, let's finally circle back to our last video, to that question, and point all of that doubt straight at AI. We are about to live beside a mind we cannot model at all, one that may know things it genuinely can't explain to us, not because it's hiding them, but because we're not built to hold them. We'll soon be the equivalent of a puppy looking at calculus on a computer screen, and that won't feel great for any of us. Every old instinct about people who know more than we do is going to fire at once. The awe and the fear, both together, and it won't just be you. The person next to you won't trust it either. And no amount of just trust it is going to fix that. Because just trust me is exactly what the many humans who have burned us over the years said too. So, here's where it has to land. Trust is a bargain. And the weight of that bargain sits on the side with the knowledge and the power, not on the side without it. You already know what earned trust feels like. It's the mechanic who walks you out to the car and shows you the worn part instead of handing you a bill for a mystery. It's the doctor who explains what's wrong instead of just decreeing the result. It's the fire department that saved your family. They closed the gap by an inch or by a mile, and every time they did that, you trusted them the more for it. That's the whole secret. Not trust me because I'm above you or I know more than you, but let me act in a way that makes me worth trusting. If everyone holding a rung of the ladder did that for the people climbing behind them, every expert, every institution, every company building AI, every AI system, then the gap stops being something to fear. Will that happen? Not completely and not without setbacks, but it has to happen. That's the work of civilization, and it starts with each of us in how we treat others and how we do or do not act responsibly in a civil society. And as for AI, as it helps us over the hurdles ahead in medicine, mathematics, climate, energy, inequality, and social unrest, it may earn its place at the top of the ladder. For me, it's exciting to live in an age when such possibilities exist. For those who see doom in this new technology, the anxieties are just as real. So I'll leave you with this. Think of one person or one service that earned your trust by closing the gap, and the one that exploited it. The distance between those two, it's the whole future. Tell me below. I'm Scott Knoll. Thanks for engaging, and I'll see you out there.